Have you ever imagined what eternity feels like, especially an eternity of torment? Picture yourself standing on the edge of a vast, endless expanse. That's eternity. Now, imagine that expanse filled with ceaseless pain, endless suffering. That's eternal torment. It's a concept that's difficult to grasp, isn't it? Our minds are programmed to think in terms of beginnings and ends, not the forever stretching continuity that is eternity. And yet, many religious doctrines across the world speak of such a concept. They warn of eternal torment as the ultimate consequence of misdeeds, the price to pay for a life lived in dishonor. One such concept is the torment in hell, a place of eternal fire and brimstone, a realm of unending suffering. Imagine the ceaseless bite of flame, the relentless gnawing of unseen worms. It's a grim prospect, isn't it? Let's delve deeper into a story that illustrates the concept of eternal torment. Consider the story of a man named John. Once in the realm of the living, John was a man of means. He had wealth, power, and influence. But John was not a kind man. He was selfish, self-centered, always putting his interests before those of others. He was a man who lacked empathy and compassion. And when his time on earth ended, he found himself in a place far removed from the luxuries he once knew. Imagine, if you will, a landscape of despair and desolation. This is where John found himself, in a realm of torment and suffering, a place we refer to as hell. The sky was an unending expanse of crimson and black, the air filled with the acrid scent of brimstone. The ground beneath his feet burned with an intensity that was unimaginable, a physical torment that was constant and relentless. John was no longer a man of wealth and power. He was simply a lost soul, enduring an eternity of agony and despair. Every moment was filled with pain, a never-ending cycle of torment that pierced not just his physical being, but his very soul. The pain was not just physical, it was emotional, a constant reminder of the life he had lived and the choices he had made. In this realm there was no concept of time, no respite from the torment. The pain was relentless, a constant companion that never left his side. The screams of the damned echoed in his ears, a chilling symphony of despair that served as a constant reminder of his fate. The worms, the fireworms of Gina, were a particular torment. They were not like the worms of earth. These were creatures of fire and brimstone, their bodies glowing with an unearthly light. They crawled over him, their fiery bodies burning his flesh, their presence a constant reminder of the torment he was enduring. The emotional torment was perhaps the most unbearable. John was alone, truly alone. There were no friends, no family, no comforting presence to ease his suffering. He was alone with his thoughts, his regrets, his guilt. The torment was not just physical, it was mental, a constant reminder of the life he had lived and the choices he had made. John's torment was unending, a never-ending cycle of pain and suffering. There was no escape, no respite, no hope of redemption. This was his fate, the consequence of a life lived without empathy, without compassion, without kindness. John's eternal torment is a chilling reminder of the consequences of a life lived without empathy. The concept of eternal torment isn't just a tale, it's a deeply ingrained part of many religious doctrines. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? A place of everlasting punishment where the fires of retribution never subside and the worms of remorse never die. Let's delve a little deeper into this concept. When we speak of hell in a religious context, we usually refer to it as a place of punishment for sins committed in life. It's the ultimate price one has to pay for their transgressions, the final destination for those who stray from the path of righteousness. However, the concept of hell is not uniform across all religions. In Christianity, for instance, it's often described as a lake of fire, a place of eternal suffering and separation from God. The biblical imagery is vivid and terrifying, painting a picture of unquenchable flames and undying worms. In Islam, hell is known as Jahannam, a place of severe physical and spiritual suffering. Here, the wicked are subjected to intense heat, boiling fluids, and the piercing cold of the Zamarir, an icy wind that chills to the bone. Even in Buddhism, known for its emphasis on compassion and non-violence, there's a concept of hell, known as Naraka. It's a place of intense suffering and torment, where beings pay for their negative karma through physical pain and mental anguish. Let's not forget the Jewish tradition and the concept of Gehenna. This place, named after a real valley in Jerusalem associated with child sacrifice in ancient times, is where the wicked are said to be punished by fire and worms. So you see, the fear of hellfire and damnation is a universal phenomenon. It transcends cultural and religious boundaries. It's an idea that has been used for centuries to instill a sense of morality and righteousness in people. Whether these descriptions are literal or metaphorical is a topic of debate among theologians. What is certain, though, is the profound impact these concepts have on our collective psyche. Across cultures and religions, the fear of eternal torment serves as a potent deterrent for immoral behavior. But why does the idea of eternal torment resonate so deeply with us? Eternal torment as a concept has been etched into our collective consciousness for centuries. It's something that transcends cultural and religious boundaries, existing in one form or another across various philosophies and belief systems. But why is that? Let's delve into the psychological aspect of it. Fear is one of the most primal emotions that humans experience. We fear pain, we fear loss, we fear the unknown, and most importantly, we fear suffering. The idea of eternal torment plays on these fears. It feeds into our anxiety about the unknown, particularly what comes after death. It's a concept that is unfathomable to our finite minds. An infinite existence of pain and suffering. Now let's consider the philosophical side. Eternal torment is often seen as a form of ultimate justice or retribution. Many societies, past and present, have operated on the principle of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. The idea that those who do wrong in this life will pay for their actions in the next is a powerful deterrent and a comforting thought for those who seek justice. However, it's not just about punishment. The concept of eternal torment also serves as a moral compass, guiding individuals to live virtuous lives. It creates a stark contrast between right and wrong, good and evil, heaven and hell. It sets a clear boundary, a line that one must not cross. Additionally, the concept of eternal torment also addresses our need for answers. As humans, we are constantly seeking explanations for the world around us and the experiences we go through. Eternal torment provides an answer, albeit a terrifying one, to the question of what happens after we die. Eternal torment, then, serves not only as a religious concept, but as a reflection of our deepest fears and moral codes. So, what have we learned about the concept of eternal torment? We've traveled a long way, beginning with the contemplation of eternity, a concept so vast and overwhelming, it's nearly impossible to fully grasp. We delved into the depths of a tale of torment, recounting the story of John, a man who lived his life in fear of eternal damnation. His narrative brought to life the sheer dread that the thought of eternal suffering can instill in the human mind. As we journeyed further, we encountered various religious interpretations of eternal torment, each with its unique take on the concept. From the fire and brimstone of Christian hell to the fiery pits of Gehenna in Jewish lore, we've seen that the fear of eternal punishment is a common theme across different cultures and religions. These interpretations serve as stark reminders of the potential consequences of our actions, encouraging moral behavior and adherence to religious principles. Next, we explored the fascinating realm of psychology and how it interacts with the concept of eternal torment. We discovered that fear, one of the most primal human emotions, plays a significant role in our understanding and reaction to the idea of endless suffering. This fear can be a powerful motivator, influencing our decisions and actions in profound ways. Finally, we examined the philosophical aspects of eternal torment. We discussed how the contemplation of such extreme punishment can lead us to question our morality and the nature of justice. It encourages us to reflect on our actions and the impact they have on others and the world around us. In conclusion, the concept of eternal torment is not just about fear and punishment. It's a multifaceted idea that touches on various aspects of human life, from religion and philosophy to psychology and morality. It pushes us to ponder on the significance of our actions, the fleeting nature of our existence, and the moral code we choose to live by. In the end, whether you believe in eternal torment or not, it's a powerful concept that forces us to contemplate our actions, our mortality, and our moral compass.